Go ahead, Alex.
Okay, so you get 25, and then you will have like 25. I forgot how I got that. And you get 25 minus 6.25, and then you get 18.75. And then tax is 8%, so it's 0.8. So it's 18.25 times 0.8, which is 1.5. Then you do the 18.25 minus the 1.5, and you get 17.25.
Parker, tell us, do you agree? Or thank you, Alex. Parker, tell us, do you agree or disagree?
Honestly, I'm lost.
Okay. Well, do you agree or disagree with his answer?
Agree.
Do you agree with his answer?
I guess so.
What did you say you got for your final answer, Alex?
17.25.
Okay. That is correct, 17.25. Now, you said you weren't sure how you got the 6.25?
Yeah, I just forgot.
Okay,
Never mind.
It's, just times 25.
Yeah, so you take $25 and multiply it by the discount, which is 0.25, and you get to 6.25. That tells you how much your discount is. So for your discount, you should have gotten 6.25. To figure out your price, you would do 25 minus 6.25 since it was a discount, and your discounted price is $18.75. Okay. Then you got to figure out your taxes. So then 8% is 0.08. You kept saying 0.8. It's 0.08. So you do the 18.75 by 0.08, and you get 1.5. And that's how much taxes are, $1.50. Okay, now with taxes, you have to add that to your amount. So you take your discounted price, $18.75, and you add your taxes, which is $1.50. Okay, and whenever you add, you did $18.75 minus 1.5, didn't you? Okay, it should be $18.75 plus 1.5. And so you should have gotten 20.25. So you just made one mistake. You did everything perfectly, which is awesome. The only thing you made a mistake on is you did 18.75 minus 1.5, and it should have been 18.75 plus 1.5. Because taxes add on to your amount. They increase your amount. All right, go ahead, put your bell ringers away, and you need to get out your notes from Friday, the 8.1 exponent notes, and we're going to take notes. Remember, there are only designated times when you can ask questions, and the only questions I will answer are from those that raise their hand and use the proper procedures on asking questions, okay? So, and right now I'm not accepting questions. If you have a question during one of the times that it's not time to ask questions, you need to write it down somewhere on your notes or on a piece of notebook paper so that way you don't forget your question. And then whenever it's time to ask questions, then you'll have it written down where you won't forget it. All right, so last Friday, we talked about exponents. Exponents and powers, that's repeated multiplication. So for instance, 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. And we talked about the difference between negative 2 to the third power and negative 2 to the third power, okay? So this top one here, negative 2 to the third, that means negative 2 times 2 times 2. Whereas negative 2 to the third means negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Okay, so we talked about the difference between these two. This one means you just do 2 times 2 times 2, then apply the negative. This one means you do -2 3 times. Okay, so that's what we talked about on Friday. And then to figure out the value, you just put it in your calculator. And like this one, you would do -2 times -2 times -2. And this one, you would just do -2 times 2 times 2 in your calculator. All right, so then we got to order of operations using PEMDAS. Okay, so 3 plus 2 times 3 to the power of 4. So we use PEMDAS to solve this one. Okay, so with PEMDAS, you do what's inside parentheses first, then you do exponents, then you do multiplication and division at the same time, and then you do addition and subtraction at the same time. So here there were no parentheses, so the next thing would be to do your exponents. Well, you would do 3 to the 4th power. 3 to the 4th power would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 would be 81, I believe. Check my math on that.
Can you just say it's 81?
Now you would need to multiply 2 times 81. So 3 plus 2 times 81 would be 162. And 3 plus 162 is 165. Now you have to show me each of these steps in order to receive credit. You can't just type this into your calculator and let your calculator do all the work. You have to do one step at a time and you have to show your work. All right, let's do an example. 3 to the power of 3 minus 8 to the power of 2 divided by 2. Okay, so if this is not written on your paper, you need to write this out on your paper. And then we also, to the side, we need to write PEMDAS. So P for parentheses, E for exponents, M and D. We put those together because you do multiplication and division at the same time, just from left to right. Then you do addition and subtraction last from left to right. Okay, so my first question is, do we have any parentheses where we need to simplify inside the parentheses? Ashton. Okay, all right. Do we have any parentheses?
Oh, no.
No, we don't have any parentheses. So Ashton, what's the next thing I would look for? I would look for exponents. Kaylee, do I have any exponents? You want to look at that problem again? Are there any exponents? Yeah, there's exponents. So we need to do exponents first. So we have 3 to the power of 3 minus 8 to the power of 2 divided by 2. So there's 2 exponents. Alexis, which one do I do first?
The first one.
Yeah, you do the first one first. Alexis, what's 3 to the power of 3? $27. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Minus 8 to the power of 2. Okay? Rihanna, what's 8 to the power of 2? 64. Okay, so that's 8 times 8, which is 64, and then do divided by 2. Okay? Ian, are there any more exponents? What would I do next? Why do I do division first?
Because there's no multiplication.
Yeah, there's no multiplication. Well, there's no multiplication, there's only division. And this one here is subtraction, and we do division before subtraction. Brooklyn, what's 64 divided by 2?
32.
32? Awesome. So we got 27 minus 32. So now we can just type in 27 minus 32. And Kason, what do you get when you do 27 minus 32? Okay. Parker, you agree with that? Okay. 27 minus 32, if you have $27 in the bank account and you spend $32, you're going to get an overdraft fee because you're spending more than what you actually have, because that would put you in the negative. So this would actually be -5. So 5 would not be the answer. It would be -5. 27 minus 32 is -5. Okay, so we need, if you put 5, you need to change that to -5, because 5 would be wrong. All right, what questions do you have for me on evaluating expressions with exponents? Okay, let's try the next one. The absolute value of -3 to the third power divided by 27. Okay, so we do PEMDAS. So first we do what's inside parentheses or what's inside brackets. These are absolute value symbols, so that's a bracket. So that means we do what's inside of it first before we do the actual absolute value. All right, so looking inside here, Trenton, what would I do first?
3 to the third power.
3 to the third power? Now, there's a negative in front of it. Does this mean for me to type in -3 times -3 times -3, or does it mean to type in -3 times 3 times 3? Which one? Trenton.
-3 times 3 times 3.
Yeah, the -3 times 3 times 3. So type that into your calculator. Michelle, what'd you get? I'm sorry, say it again. -27. Daniel, you agree with that?
Yep.
Okay. So we get -27 divided by 27. All right, Daniel, what do I do next?
-27 divided by 27.
Okay, so now you type in your calculator -27 divided by 27. Alex, tell me what you get when you do -27 divided by 27.
-1.
Caleb, you agree with that answer?
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the absolute value of -1. Now it's been forever since we covered absolute value. Gavin, can you refresh my memory? What does absolute value mean to do?
I can't remember.
Brooklyn?
If absolute value, if you have a negative, you turn into a positive. You turn anything into a positive.
Yeah, that's all absolute value means, is take whatever you have and make it positive. If it's already positive, just leave it the same. If it's a negative, make it a positive. So the absolute value of -1 would be +1. So our answer would be +1. Okay. Now what questions do you have for me on evaluating expressions with exponents? What about absolute value symbols? Try another one. 7 times 4 minus 4 to the third divided by 6. So we're doing PEMDAS. All right. Gavin, what do I look for first? You look for some parentheses. Do I have any parentheses? Yeah, so we got to do what's inside here first before we can do divide by 6. So now looking inside your parentheses, 7 times 4 minus 4 to the third. Amber, what part would I do first? You would do the exponent first, so you would do 4 to the third first. Perfect. So you do 7 times 4 minus, now you got to do 4 to the third power. Ashton, what did you get when you did 4 to the third power? 64? Kaylee, do you agree with that?
Calculate.
And then divide by 6. All right, Kaylee, we haven't completed this yet. It's 7 times 4 minus 64 divided by 6. Kaylee, what part would I do first now? We're doing what's in parentheses. So it's 7 times 4 minus 64. Which part do I do first? You do the multiplication first. 7 times 4. Kaylee, what's 7 times 4? 28. Alexis, you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, perfect. 7 times 4 is 28. Now, Alexis, what would I do next?
You gonna subtract 28 from 64.
Okay,
Come
well,
on
you're not
now.
gonna subtract 28
You're
from
gonna do
64.
64 subtracted from 28.
Yeah, you're gonna subtract 64 from 28, so you're gonna do 28 minus 64. Alexis, what's 28 minus 64?
36.
Yeah.
What?
Alright,
Negative 36.
negative 36?
The 28 is in front of the 64.
Yeah, so you do 28 minus 64. Would that give you a positive or a negative?
Well, if you turned it around, it'd give you a positive.
But can we do that?
Not technically.
No, you're not supposed to. Now, we have to do it just like it says, 28 minus 64, which is negative 36 divided by 6. Brianna, what do I do next?
You're going to divide.
Yeah, you want to divide. Brianna, what's negative 36 divided by 6?
Negative 6.
Ian, do you agree with that answer? Alright, perfect.
Wait, but don't you have to make it a
No.
It's not in the absolute
The
value.
6, the 6, it doesn't have brackets.
Alright, what questions do you have for me? For now, you're going to keep these notes out because you're going to use them to help you on today's worksheet. On your worksheet, there's plenty of room for you to show your work on here. If you need a separate piece of paper to show your work on, you're more than welcome to do your work on a separate sheet of paper. If you need paper, I have some up here after I get done passing out the worksheets. You're welcome to come up and get you some. That way you can use it. 13, 14, 15, and 16, you must show each step in order to receive credit. But use your notes while you're working.
It's cold in here.
You can agree for one.
Alright, if you have a question, raise your hand. If you don't have a question, you should not be talking. Alright, and those of you that are joining us on Google Meet, I sent a copy of the worksheet over. Also, any work you have, you need to be sending it because it's due for you the same day that it's due for the people in class. And if you don't turn it in, you get zeros for those assignments. The same goes for bell ringers. You need to be on here soon enough so that way you can get the bell ringer and work it out and send me the bell ringer on Friday after you do the bell ringer on Friday. It says rewrite the product using exponents. So like right here, it says write each product using exponents. And so we wrote -7 to the third power. You only find the answer when it says value rate. Okay, so what would that look like?